Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the OG YouTube channel. And today I just want to quickly share with you guys a couple notes here about Axie Origins. And you can see here on my screen I've been a little bit active in the marketplace. Today is March 17th, and recently I have been selling off some of my Axies that I don't think are going to be as strong as they were in Season 20 in Axie Origins. Now I just went ahead and made a couple purchases here in the market, like you can see. I scooped up some nice Axies on the floor, and I just want to talk a little bit about why I selected these Axies and why I think that these Axies are going to be good for Origin. Let's hop right into the first one because seeing the Axie itself will give you a better understanding of what I'm trying to find. So we'll start off with this beautiful bird here. So this is a pure bird. Important to note that one of the factors that I'm looking for as we get closer to Origin is I'm looking for pure Axies. The reason for that, it's not guaranteed, but it's rumored that pure Axies are going to have an additional slot for runes or charms. So for that reason alone, I am focusing on trying to add some floor Axies that are pure. So you can see we have all 6 bird parts. Now obviously the cards for the eyes and the ears haven't been released yet. So I still am a little bit early on this, but I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys in hopes that it's actually going to help with your decision making moving forward. So like I said, I focused on pure Axies, this pure bird for example, and then I cross-referenced the cards that have already been released, basically just to make sure that they're still going to be strong cards as we move forward. I was really intrigued by the Grandma's Fan. The Grandma's Fan has some great AoE damage coming up, and that's going to be one of the new strategies for Origin that wasn't relevant at any time before in Axie, which is AoE or spread damage. Basically, you can put damage on all enemy Axies at the same time. So I think this could be super valuable moving forward. But today it was listed very cheap, really close to the floor. So I picked this guy up. You can see here in my recents, I picked him up for a 0.013 Ethereum, so just more than $30, which is, I think, a great value buy. Time will tell, obviously, but I do want to mention this is my opinion. It's not financial advice. But like I said, I'm targeting pure Axies that are really low value. Here's the second one that I picked up earlier today. I haven't even bothered to go ahead and name these guys yet, but I just wanted to quickly hop on here and just share with you guys all the knowledge that you guys have an understanding of what I'm trying to do. So just to repeat the main point, I'm selling off Axies I don't think are going to be good in Origin. Whether it's because their move isn't strong, the ability that was released, I didn't really like the ability, or maybe it's not a pure Axie, it's a chop suey Axie. I think there will be some value in chop suey Axies, but basically the information that I've gathered is that if it is a chop Axie, you want to have a couple parts that are the same at least so that you can equip more runes of that type. And if it only has like one part of, a random type, then it's probably going to actually hurt that Axie instead of help it. Whereas obviously in version 2, some of those could be very strong. Like I said, this is speculative, but this is just my opinion, and hopefully it's able to help some people out there. So I'll carry on with the second Axie that I picked up this morning, really cheap. So I picked up this beautiful plant. You can see he's also pure. I'll also mention too, I'm looking for 0 breed counts or very low breed counts, so that if I do find an Axie that's really strong, then I can go ahead and I can make more of them. I can breed additional copies of the same Axie, sell them for profit, etc., etc. But so this one here, picked him up, pure plant. You can see 6 out of 6 parts, all plant, and also some nice moves for Origin, right? So I'll flip on over to my other screen here, and I've been using this game with website to basically research any cards that are already out, right? Any cards that have already been announced have been posted to this website here, and I can quickly just like search reference it. And the one I want to show you guys is Watermelon, for example. So this is one of the cards that I decided was actually a lot more valuable in Origin than it was previously in Season 20. In Season 20, you know, Watermelon gave you the ability to attack the fastest enemy, which wasn't really great for a plant always. Your plant would be attacking slow. Anyways, Origin. It now does 50 damage, and whenever this card gets drawn, you also heal an additional 20 health. So in total, you get 70 value out of it, right? So you're going to get 50 damage plus the 20 healing. So when you combo that with a card like Pumpkin, which is obviously still a nice shield card, you can provide the 60 shield. Looking over at Yam, for example, Yam has been changed quite a bit. Yam is now a 0-cost card that does 5 damage and applies 2 poison to all enemies. So continuing with that spread theme that I showed you guys on the Grandma's Fan, I actually didn't realize I didn't show you guys the card. I'll go ahead and show you guys that just after this. But the card effect is apply 2 poison to all enemies, right? So now we're applying poison across all of the enemies. I'll quickly take a step back and I'll show you the Grandmas from the last Axie, because this also has the spread damage on it, right? So this is 25 damage, but it attacks all enemies. It also is going to apply vulnerable to your own Axie for 4 turns, which I assume would mean that you would take more damage if you actually get hit. But that being said, the spread damage is really the key of what I was looking for here. And as we move back into this Axie, you get the nice spread with the Yam. You have damage with Watermelon, shield with the Pumpkin, which can actually combo with that bird that we were just seeing, right? We could put the shield onto the bird that's now going to have vulnerable on it, right? So starting to see some of these strategies come together. And then finally, I think it's really important to note the adjustments to Sirius as well. Sirius used to be a card that allowed you to steal an energy from your opponent. And moving forward into Origin, you're actually going to be inflicting 90 damage for 1 energy, which is very significant. And I guess the drawback or the negative, because the damage output is so high, is that you're going to be discarding 1 card from your hand. I think I like that trade-off. Obviously, it's going to depend on how strong the card draw is, but I think Sirius is going to be a pretty solid card. Yam's definitely going to be solid for a 0-cost. And then I like that combo of, you know, shielding the target with vulnerable. I think that should be pretty cool. And then getting into the last Axie that I picked up this morning. I picked up another plant. I wasn't able to get a 0 breed of this guy. But the reason why I wanted this one again is because we're not sure how good healing's going to be. The healing aroma on it, he's going to heal 70 HP for 1 energy. So the healing's definitely valuable. How valuable the healing will be, I'm not 100% sure. But the big one that I'm really a fan of is Carrot. The Carrot Hammer, and I'll flip on back over to Game Width, and I will show you guys quickly. But Carrot is going to inflict 60 damage, and you're going to gain an additional energy if this attack causes HP loss to the target. So as long as you don't hit into a shield, you're going to be gaining an energy. And if you've been following the cards for Axie Origin, there's not a ton of cards that give you bonus energy. There's less than there were actually in version 2, unless the eyes and ears kind of offset that. That remains to be seen. Like I said, we are a bit early on this, but I just wanted to give everybody an idea of what I'm doing. And again, we have another pure Axie, 6 out of 6 plant parts. So basically, in a nutshell, to sum it all up for you guys, is I went ahead and I sold off one of my Axies that was really strong in Season 20. It was actually a reptile that helped me climb the leaderboard. Got up to 2365 with that Axie, MMR. And then I just felt like I couldn't climb any higher with it, so I decided to sell it off, and with the profit from that Axie, I was able to flip it into 3 Axies that I think are going to be good for Origin. So you can see a pure bird here with a 0 breed, pure plant with a 0 breed as well, and then finally the plant with the carrot, which is 1 out of 7. So that about wraps it up. I want to say thank you guys for checking out this video, and we'll be back soon. I'm going to start my daily live here in just a couple minutes. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and we will catch y'all later, everybody.